So what was your age at the time of partition?
around 17.
Do you remember that when you start packing your bags and luggage to leave the house? That
Yes,
time.
yes, it was. As I told you, we were forced out of our homes, and it was in a hurried way that we came out, and we were not allowed to bring much with us, so we just sorted out a few things and brought them with us.
What was your feeling when you first listened the word partition? How did you take it?
We thought it was a triumph for the Muslims to have won their home. We were very optimistic. We always believed that we are leaving homes in order to come back here, and most of the people very carefully locked their rooms when they came, although they never had an opportunity to return.
So describe the whole story of your travel, how you migrate, how you came to settle. Now it's all
Yes.
narration of yours.
Some of it has been discussed in my book, Bazar Kirana. So it was a journey from Sonipat to Lahore. It took us 3 days to cover. We left Sonipat on 6th of November 1947 and arrived in uh, Bavli camp was there near border. We arrived on 9th of November, I think. Yes. So, on the way, we saw lots of caravans moving in both directions. Hindus and Sikhs coming from West Punjab, and Muslims migrating from East Punjab. They were walking, they were on their uh, carts, etc., also on horsebacks, etc. So there were a lot of movement on both the directions.
So how did you first learn that now this is the time you have to leave your house and how you can feel about that?
You know, our small town was attacked. Then one day we saw that, that an aeroplane was hovering over our town, and then soon we heard on the radio that Pandit Nehru had a view of the situation, and he immediately ordered that our city should be turned into a camp. It was turned into a camp, and many Muslims were evacuated from their village, and they also joined us. So we stayed there for quite some time in that camp. And then one day the caravan came, and we came with that.
So who decided the destination in your caravan? Is there any leader in your caravan that where you have to go?
No, actually my father had already arrived
Okay.
in Lahore because he had opted for Pakistan. He had arrived here in June 1947. So we had a home there where we had to go. So we went with him, went straight to our home. It was Krishnagar, just behind our college. And we followed the camp at that time. So we arrived at the camp and then we walked. So,
So as you mentioned that your father came before
but
14 of August. So do you have take a special measures about your belongings? You sell them? Do you pack with them?
yes, we sold our furniture. There were some people who were anxious to buy, some Hindu people, so we sold them on whatever price, I don't know. But there were sofas, there were chairs, there were beds, we sold them before we came. But there were other things which were left there, like beds and bed sheets and our clothes, etc. So we had to leave lots of them.
What you take with yourself when you left that place?
Barely minimum. Just we were around, I think, one suitcase each or so.
Your siblings are also with you when you are migrating. So
No. My sisters and brothers, yes.
okay. You are the only child when you are crossing the border.
Yes.
You are the only one. Not of your siblings are with you when you are crossing the border.
No, they were my brothers and my sisters, and my parents were also with me. Yes. When we got
What were their feelings?
They were all very happy. They were quite satisfied. And when we arrived here, we were very cordially received by young people. Most of them were medical students. They received us at the border, and then they boarded us on special buses to MA40.
Describe the violent events that you saw during your migration.
Yes, we saw many. One was when we were moving from Sonipat to Delhi. We saw on the road a woman lying upside down with a dagger stuck in her back, and her child was just lying a few feet away from her. It was a horrible sight to see. Then we stopped at a place near a mosque, and we thought that we should have some water from the well. When we went to the well, we found that it was full of dead bodies. So that was another horrible thing. Then on our way we saw lots of wounded people coming from Pakistan side and lots of miserable people we walking towards Pakistan, so we saw that.
How long did it take to reach the border?
I told you 3 days from Sonipat to which is about 300 miles. It took us 3 days to cross the border.
Do you have any transport to travel, or you have to travel on your foot?
Beg pardon?
Do you have any transport at that time when you have to migrate?
No, there were trucks which came, army trucks which came to take us.
So when
most
first,
of the people came by train, but some people came by that convoy.
do you track that which cities, towns, or villages you crossed while you reached?
Yes, we passed through Panipat, then Ambala, then Ludhiana, then Jalandhar, then Amritsar, and finally Lahore.
What did you eat? Where did you sleep during that 3 days?
Some of our people used to cook food. We had carried things with us, and we could eat and eat that. For 3 days, it was okay. Fine.
What was your first feeling when you spot out that, oh, that's the border? We are crossing it.
Most of the people went down in thankful sajda to God that we have safely arrived here, and we all shouted slogans of Pakistan Zindabad. And soon we were received by so many enthusiastic young people. So it was a pleasure being there.
What is the first thing you see when you cross the border?
The first thing we saw were the enthusiastic crowd of people who were there to receive us.
And what do you think that? Do you feel any grudge, any of things, sorrow that you are leaving your place?
Not at all. We always thought that we will return soon.
You call any other families that travel with you?
Yeah, there were many families that traveled with us, and that were all right.
Are you
But
in
most of
contact?
our relatives came by train later.
Are you in contact with them who migrated with you?
Yeah.
Can you tell about them?
What?
Can you tell us about them, those who migrated with you?
They are settled here. They are already well set in Pakistan. Now the young daughters and girls and boys of that time are now grandfathers. So they are all,
Are they all reached safe and sound, or you
Yeah.
have to face any violence?
no, we don't face.
Or is there any point you have to hide to save your lives during that 3 days?
No, because we had a army squad with us.
Yeah, I understand.
They were armed.